Hello everybody, Chris here, and today I wanted to talk to you about 10 reasons why you should never start a blog. Number 1. Setting up a proper site takes quite a bit of effort. There are online web host providers which say they'll install something like WordPress, Joomla, or even Drupal for you right onto the server so that when you log into your website at your domain name, you can just go ahead, log in, and be an admin on the site. However, just installing WordPress or Drupal does not make you have a fully functional blog. You have to go ahead and install plugins. You have to install a theme. And trust me, picking a theme, a proper theme that looks good enough to drive traffic, or at least hold them when they actually come to your site, is quite maddening. You can sit there and spend hours just setting up your site. Number 2, your site will be attacked by spam bots, which messes with not only your analytics data, but if you don't happen to set a good enough password, if you use one of the most commonly used passwords on accident, then your site can even get hacked. And that's one of the issues with hosting your own blog or hosting your own website. You have to deal with that kind of stuff. But if you're just looking at the data, even if you do have things set up properly, there are a ton of different spamming bots out there on the web. And when they ping your site, when it looks like they're visiting your site, but it's just a bot, it can show up in your analytics data, which is really, really annoying. Because you look at your data and you see like you got 5 views, awesome, great. No, not really, because those views were all by a bot. And to add insult to injury, it's not just a fake view, but then you see the sources, and the sources are going to be like SEOcontent.com or something like that, where these bots are just pinging your site so that you end up clicking from your analytics data to go back to their site. So they're just annoying you. They're just trying to get you to go to their site. And it's just one of the annoyances you have to deal with if you're going to be a blogger. Number 3, the internet is flooded with blog posts. I know you think you have this great idea that no one's ever thought of, and you're going to revolutionize the world by writing articles online about some topic. But I'm telling you right now, that topic is either not good enough for people to want to read it, or you already have hordes of competition out there because someone has already realized that there might be a dime or two to make in that content area. In other words, it's very hard to get noticed, especially these days where hundreds of millions of people have blogs online in one form or another, and you're also competing with social media sites and YouTube as well now. For the few people who started early and have been developing their content for years and putting day after day of effort into it, yes, those people can make some money. But starting right now, it is an uphill battle to make a successful blog. Number 4, if you have any success at all with blogging, people start to call out for your attention when you're working in the public sphere. When you're writing online articles, it's something that everybody can read, and it's something you're probably going to share on all these different social media accounts, and you're going to enable blog comments because you want people to interact with you in order to get more traffic or in order to keep people there in the long run. But when you're doing these kinds of things, interacting with people on a non-paying basis can become really taxing very quickly. Remember, for a blog to be successful, you have to have literally thousands of people following you and visiting your site. Maybe not necessarily thousands every day, but pretty close to it. And these people are going to be commenting on your social media articles. If you don't respond to them, they might wonder where you went missing. Now, there are a few bloggers who say that they have basically thrown away social media, and I don't blame them for that, because just dealing with it is a real pain. And, you know, each of these individual people are maybe worth about $1 to you, but if you're spending 10, 20, 30 minutes on each of them, it really adds up. It really does. Now, if you become really good at it, or maybe you hire somebody else to do it for you, like responding to all these comments, responding to social media stuff, or if you really love to do that, to just respond to every single comment, then maybe it doesn't become as big of a deal. However, if you don't like interacting with people online, then maybe blogging isn't for you. Number 5, blog growth is slow and very gradual. Of all the things you could be doing right now, few things will generate less income for you in the immediate time frame than blogging will, because blogs take a long time to start generating traffic. If you want to get money today, you should probably just run out and get a job, or you could even go to a site like Fiverr.com and do freelance anything. Yeah, you'd make $4, but that's a lot more than you're likely to make in the first 6 months blogging. Number 6, as an alternative to starting a blog today, you could in this day and age very easily start up a YouTube channel, which for the most part has just about everything set up for you. You don't need to monitor or maintenance your own site. You just go on, make a channel, start making vids, maybe you add a channel header, but that's about it. And the thing about the internet is that people really prefer watching a video to reading text. People don't like to read, they like cat videos. Now, there's certainly nothing wrong with taking the same types of content you might blog about and instead making a video log or a video on YouTube about that same kind of content. In fact, this video 7 years ago probably would have been a blog post, but the fact is, YouTube is big now, and blogs, they're just kind of everywhere and no one really cares about them anymore. Number 7, successful blogs are a very big time investment. Do you really want to go ahead and start writing search engine optimized content, which isn't as exciting as it sounds when you're trying to nail certain keywords in order to increase your search ranking in Google? If you don't do that, then basically you write a blog post that nobody ever searches for. And in addition to writing dozens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of those kinds of articles, you have to go ahead and promote yourself all over the place. It's not just as simple as you write a blog post and you're done. That doesn't really get you the traffic you need. While I have never taken a blog to where I would call it a success, I imagine that if you really wanted to have any real success, and many of the articles that say this is how you become a successful blogger will tell you this, you have to basically promote the heck out of yourself to get people onto your site. It's tough. Marketing what you have to sell to people, in this case your article content, is very challenging. It's one of the reasons why big companies are willing to shell out so much money to their advertising budget to bring people into their websites, into their stores. If just simply writing a blog post and sitting back were enough to generate a successful business, then don't you think tons of companies would be doing that same thing? But no, they go far beyond that in order to bring in customers. What makes it even harder on a blogger is that until you have a product to sell or to promote, it becomes very, very difficult, probably nigh impossible, to justify just going out there and purchasing ads for easy traffic. The average view to your site is not even going to generate a penny. Now, if you suddenly figure out how to successfully funnel people through your blog page into a purchase for one of your goods and actually get good conversion rates where people click on your blog post and it turns into a sale frequently, then congratulations, you've become a successful marketer. However, that's a whole nother skill set you have to learn in addition to just being able to write good content. The long story short here is that to become a successful blogger, it's not just about putting in the time invested into writing the articles, but it's about developing those skill sets which can make your blog a successful business, and it's much easier said than done. Number 8, very rarely can you write about what you like and the way you want and actually be successful. What people actually want to consume has very little to do with your trip to the Bahamas and your pet dog, unless of course that pet dog includes cute staircase corgi photos. People want to see something that's either very funny or entertaining or very informative about the topic that they're currently searching for. If you're not able to deliver in one of those two areas, then I'm afraid you're going to have a very tough time. You're free to let me know in a comment about some theoretical other possibility that's highly successful, and I'll be happy to take a look at that. But from what I've seen, it pretty much falls into informative or funny and entertaining. Number 9, when you do go to be a blogger, you not only have to start learning how to write well, and write for the internet, which means you have to learn SEO, search engine optimization, so that people are actually going to click on the content when they search in Google because it shows up in the search results. But you also have to become good at marketing, how to sell your content to other people, how to get them to click on your affiliate products that you're promoting on your blog, or maybe the products that you're creating on your own, with a whole nother skill set aside from writing. And you have to learn the basics of content management systems, for instance, WordPress. Even if you have a Tumblr blog, there's still something of a learning curve on there to really get the hang of it. You have to learn taxonomy, for instance. And when you're looking at the data, because you want to improve your blog and figure out what people are actually searching for, you have to learn a bit about statistical analysis. And in the case of things like Google Analytics, there's quite a lot of things to sort through, and you will become better over time, but it does require a time investment. And if you want to have relevant photos on your blog, you may want or even have to become good at photography as well, just so that when people click on your text, they can also see an image there, because images are usually really entertaining to people. People like visual things. Number 10, what you should know if you are trying to make money with a blog is that almost all independently owned and run blogs fail to generate a significant amount of income. There are literally hundreds of millions of different blogs out there on the internet, and yes, half of them stopped writing after the first couple blog posts, but how many of the remaining 100 million or so do you think are actually living off of the income they generate off of their blog? I'll give you a hint. It's not very high. But what I will do is link you to some further reading if you're still interested in the whole blogging thing, and considering you got this far in the video, I'd assume, to an extent, this is a topic that interests you. So I'm not going to say don't do it, but you should be aware of how difficult it is to do and what the downsides are of blogging. So at this point, I'd like to thank you very much for watching or listening to my video. I've been Chris. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. And until next time, I will see you then.